I'm Jenna Middaugh. Coming up on 11 News at noon, the wait is over. The UK has started administering COVID-19 vaccines. Plus, one of the state's largest healthcare systems says it's ready to distribute the vaccine once the FDA grants emergency use authorization in the U.S. And let's take a live look outside. It's another beautiful day. Meteorologist Lucy Bergman tells us how long this nice weather sticks around. Join us at noon.
This is KKTV 11 News at noon.
A renewed hope. People in the UK started getting vaccinated against the coronavirus this morning. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Jenna Middaugh. This is new today. It's being called V-Day in the UK as a mass vaccination program against the coronavirus is underway. CBS's Tina Kraus is in London with more on the rollout of the world's first COVID-19 vaccine. Another green light for Pfizer as its COVID-19 vaccine moves closer to distribution in the U.S. The Food and Drug Administration released documents this morning confirming that Pfizer's vaccine is highly effective, around 95%. This Thursday, an FDA advisory committee will decide whether to officially give it the go-ahead for emergency use authorization in the U.S. We'll be sure to let you know once a vaccine is approved for us here. Time now for your No Wait weather with meteorologist Lucy Bergman.
We are looking at a beautiful day out there right now.
We'll check in soon. Thank you, Lucy. We have an update now on Governor Polis's husband, Marlon Reese. He's in the hospital right now with COVID-19. As of yesterday evening, the governor's office said Reese had normal oxygen saturation and is in good spirits. Reese has been treated with dexamethasone and remdesivir. Both he and Polis tested positive for the virus 10 days ago. The governor is not experiencing any symptoms and is expected to return to public once doctors clear him to be around others again. This is developing now as the U.S. gears up to start distributing COVID-19 vaccines once the FDA grants approval. One of the state's largest healthcare systems says it's ready to go. UC Health says it brought in new equipment and has a detailed plan to start administering the vaccines as soon as they come in. The hospitals have new freezers to store them.
These freezers look like they are super industrial.
UC Health says 140 people are hospitalized with COVID in the Pikes Peak region, more than double the surge we saw in April. Health officials say the hospital system ordered more beds as they prepare for a possible increase in patients. Memorial Hospital in Colorado Springs rented 52 ICU beds and bought 51 traditional beds to be prepared for a potential surge. Looking ahead, there are a lot of questions about the COVID-19 vaccine in children. The CDC warns the first vaccines may not be recommended for kids. The trials for children are just beginning. Both Pfizer and Moderna are testing older kids first. One Colorado pediatrician says he's already hearing misinformation from parents.
That false idea that this vaccine development was somehow rushed.
It's expected a vaccine for kids is still months away. There's only one location in Colorado participating in children's trials. It's for Pfizer and it's in Aurora. They are in the recruiting phase right now. It's been nearly 9 months since a 19-year-old from Colorado Springs was first diagnosed with COVID-19, and she says she is still dealing with the virus's effects. Alexa Huskin-Hobbs says she's proof that the virus does not discriminate. She wants people to take this seriously so no one else has to go through what she did. Alexa tells us she was completely bedridden for her 19th birthday, where she stayed for 3 weeks.
Really doing a lot of training to try and help my lungs get better.
Alexa says she just recently donated antibodies to help others battling the virus recover. Right now, a popular pizza restaurant in Colorado Springs has announced it's temporarily closing its doors because of the coronavirus pandemic. Fargo's Pizza near Platt and Circle announced the closure on its Facebook page. The company said in a statement, quote, "It is with a heavy heart that we have to announce a hopefully temporary closure of Fargo's Pizza." The company also posted that it hopes to serve people again in the near future. The White House is getting flack for a New York Times report that the president's administration turned down an opportunity to buy millions of extra vaccine doses from Pfizer. Coming up on 11 News at noon, the White House's response to those allegations. Plus, it's Colorado Gives Day, how you can give back to support local nonprofits this year. President-elect Joe Biden continues to make decisions about who will fill his cabinet, while both the outgoing and incoming administrations are focused on how to get coronavirus vaccines to Americans. Natalie Brand has more details from Wilmington, Delaware.
President-elect Joe Biden.
President Trump's officials tell reporters the executive order should calm any fears that there won't be enough vaccine doses to go around. Today is Colorado Gives Day. It's a statewide movement to support local nonprofits. Last year, Coloradans donated nearly $40 million, the most in its 10-year history. If you want to give back today, you can support the Pikes Peak United Way's Coat Drive. Just drop off a new or gently used coat at the address you see there on your screen, and you can do that until 1 this afternoon. You can also find more nonprofits to donate to online, and we have a link on our website. Just go to KKTV.com and click on Find It. Let's check in with meteorologist Lucy Bergman now.
Another nice mild day today.
All right, thank you, Lucy, and let's send things over now to meet your pet of the week.
He's full of mischief.
As more states consider new lockdowns to save lives, many businesses are bracing for new setbacks. According to Yelp, nearly 100,000 businesses permanently closed between March and August because of the pandemic. David Begno has the latest. While most college students are enjoying the holidays at home, universities are coming up with new ways to test for the coronavirus before welcoming students back to campus. The University of Arizona will be trying out a new gargle test.
Instead of the deep stick in the nose.
In the spring, every student who lives on campus or comes on campus for an in-person class is expected to get tested. The university's president says he wants every student to get the coronavirus vaccine when it comes out, but they need to look into the legality of requiring it. The world is mourning the loss of a pioneer and legend. Air Force pilot Chuck Yeager died last night. He was 97 years old. The retired one-star general was the first person to break the sound barrier, becoming an almost mythical American hero. He was known as the fastest man alive and was one of the U.S. Air Force's most decorated test pilots. We'll be right back. CDOT says fewer drunk drivers were arrested this year during the statewide Thanksgiving DUI enforcement period. Law enforcement officers arrested 327 drivers in a 10-day span last month. 430 drivers were arrested during the same period last year. Colorado Springs police made the most arrests with 37. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office arrested 27 drivers. This is new at noon. The Cripple Creek Ice Fest has been canceled for next year. It was scheduled for February 6th through the 14th. The Ice Festival is an iconic winter activity and draws up to 20,000 people to downtown Cripple Creek. The Ice Fest committee says it decided to cancel the event because of the coronavirus pandemic. The committee says it hopes to have the Ice Fest return in 2022 and be bigger, better, and more exciting than ever. And this is happening tomorrow. If you have legal questions, you can call a lawyer for free. The El Paso County Bar Association and the Justice Center host these clinics every Wednesday night. All you have to do is call the number you see there on your screen between 7 and 9 tomorrow night. The number is only active during that time, and you will be able to talk with a lawyer one-on-one about any legal matter. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, KKTV is your breaking news and weather leader. Our next newscast is at 4 p.m.